Hello and welcome to another episode of Civilization 3. Okay, so what are we doing right now? Well, we're learning about democracy and then we're going to reject it right away. Because you know what? It's not for us. Oops, maybe I should have attacked that guy because he seriously did some heavy damage. That was not pleasant if I do say so myself. But at least we got an upgrade out of it. Intombe has produced walls. Always great to hear somebody making some walls. Because if you don't build walls, then they can just rush in. And you know what? You don't want that. Not today. Isn't there a barracks here? Barracks? Am I missing it? Okay, so you've got the wonders, you've got the wealth, Colosseum, courthouse, library, marketplace, temple, granary, palace, and there's no barracks. I can't build a barracks at Intombe, or have I missed something? Let's actually take a look. Do I already have barracks? I do. How do I already have barracks? That's really surprising. I must have forgotten about something that I did way back then. Way back sometime. Okay, Iba Banago has walls. And they can build barracks. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why Intombe had barracks. Did I build barracks before building walls? Is that something I did? Because if I did, then that was a big mistake. Okay, let's go to Nara. There we go. You just go out there, and we'll send you somewhere. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe somewhere in the south. Here, Umtata. There you go. Let's go to Umtata. And you are going to drop off another guy. And whoa. Oops. Didn't mean to click that. You're going to get on there. There we go. Let's get on that caravel. Okay, so I think I accidentally selected a unit, which is not something I intended to do, because I think you are just fine sitting in you. So you can just stay there, and okay. Let's fortify there, but an advantage that this gives us is that it allows us to... Well, should I move a rider from there? Let's leave it. It's pretty close to the coast. It's not like one of these inland cities where I can just move stuff out if I don't see a need. Of course, this city is one of those, so we're going to upgrade you. Ooh, only 20. That's actually pretty good. And... oh yes, let's skip turn there, and we are ready for the next turn. That's great. Zulu. Oh, yeah, I'll listen. How about we sweeten a deal, mateys? Ooh, music theory. I love that. That's going to get us just that one step closer to getting the next tech. World map. Want your intel. Lump sum. All your money. Okay. But they probably won't give us any of their cities. Nope. Unlikely. So let's see. Per turn doesn't matter. I'm going to attack them right away anyway. Because I don't really have anyone else to attack. But let's get some more specific intel on their territory. And thank you. And... wait, this is their turn. So we're actually going to declare war on our turn so that they can't actually attack this turn. So it's a win-win scenario. Ephesus has produced granary. Can you build something else, Ephesus? Ugh, this is disgusting. How long this stuff takes. Well, how about a harbor then? And you can go where everybody else is going. Just all the way down here. Now, all these cavalry units will eventually be obsolete in sometime soon. At which point we'll have to just build an entirely new army, which is good. Which is what we'll be doing in, I think, was it New York or Washington? I built a military academy somewhere, but wherever I built it, we're going to pump out armies, and when we get tanks, we're just going to put all our tanks into armies, and that is going to be invincible. But we might win before we get tanks, depending on how things go. Because these guys don't look too tough. I've got the Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe? Wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Zimbabwe for the Zulu? That's an entirely different culture. Okay, anyway, I've got the Zulu on the ropes here, and they're not going to pose for it, and I'm going to attack all of these 3 remaining civilizations in the world all at once, just so that I can at least have a little bit of a challenge, because I like playing on Chieftain because it's very relaxed. You don't have to always be stressing about things. You can just do what you want. But I feel like a little bit of a challenge. You know, gotta give myself some handicap. And they're very good. You can go to Nara again, just like everybody else in the entire continent. That's a place where everybody's going. It is a place to be. And you know what? I'd go there if I were in the army. They'd send me right down there. It'd take years and years to get there because of how civilization games are set up. But we'll just have to deal with that. The problem is you can't have these large-scale campaigns in a game that is set over the course of thousands of years, because you'd conquer the world pretty early on, simply because people can walk quite a distance, even without their big technology. So we've got barracks. That's actually pretty interesting. We can actually build things here. So we're actually going to go for a unit. Let's get a musket man. And you are not going to build a musket man here. That is not okay. We are going to get a university. We're going to get some education up in there. There you go. And up you go. So an interesting thing about education is the argument against centralized education, as in education that is controlled by central government, is that it's not very competitive. If you have localized education, then the different educational institutions are forced to compete within their own country, which means that, you know, it eventually leads to a higher standard. Because if you're not getting... A lot of people already, even without this big competition, move to different areas of the country just to get an education. So if you just make it a bit more competitive, then it means that if your education is bad, then people just aren't going to get educated by you. And it really forces colleges and universities to really get some quality education, because if they get all the government funding, then they can also increase various things without having to worry about what the people think, because the government's giving them money, which isn't the best thing. Okay, walls and barracks. That's interesting. It's interesting that all these towns come with the barracks in. So what I'm going to do actually is the next time I take a town, I'm going to see if there's a barracks inside. Just just to see. Could build a granary, but coastal fortress harbor is a lot faster. So let's go for that. I guess a coastal fortress is a little bit like a wall for the coast. Not really. Let's actually check somewhere where we have one. So let's get an aerial view. It's I guess you see a lot of these things in uh, Renaissance, or no, maybe just after the Renaissance. For example, the Caribbean. There's a lot of stuff like that in the Caribbean, where the Spanish or the British or the French or whoever decided that they didn't want the other guys taking over their towns or their colonies, and they also didn't want the Caribs and tribes taking over the islands. So what they did was they just built, going to fortify you there, and no, you can actually stay there. You, okay, so you can't actually move very fast. So I'm going to leave one fortified there, and I'm going to wake another one to maybe go to Umtata. Actually, I'm going to send both of them to Umtata. Yep, send them both. Oh, not that one. I want this one. Then I can get this guy off Umtata and send him to take another city. Probably Mpondo, which will take pressure off Tugela. Tugela or Tugela? Tugela? I have no idea. I've never been to South Africa or Southern Africa in general, because I know Zimbabwe, that's not in in South Africa. So I'm not entirely familiar with the linguistic pronunciation of these words. But anyway, let's do one more turn. Okay, democracy. What's the big picture? Is there anything that we're missing, really? Free artistry. We don't need that. Let's go for some gravity. That's right. We're going to learn all about 5 turns, though. Okay. No, we do not want a revolution. So, interesting thing about gravity, or at least the theory of gravity or its discovery, is that obviously people knew that it existed in the sense that it's common sense, but it's one of those things where science hadn't really gotten into it at that point. People just sort of accepted it, and that's it. Okay, so settler, okay, 80 turns for cavalry. No, thank you. Going to have to build something. Let's get a marketplace for Chicago. That's right, Chicago. You're going to get a marketplace because, let's be honest, Chicago really needs something like that. Wow, it's already at 12 pop and going up. Holy cannoli, it's going up after reaching 12. They're not going to like that. That's going to be some overcrowding, and once we've got that overcrowding, that's not very popular at all with the people. You know what the people think about overcrowding? They don't like it. And when they don't like it, then they express their opinions in some very rude ways. That's one of the weird things. When have people really protested about overcrowding? Is that really something that people protest about? Or is it more of a thing where, well, we've got some overcrowding, why don't you just move somewhere else? Okay, so now I'm going to deal with this guy. Okay, let's get this army. And we're going to send it over here, and then we're going to attack Mpondo Or should I go for Ngome? That would cut off Isandlwana. Or should I go for Ulundi and eliminate their strategic resource? I guess Impondo would be... Mpondo would be a more balanced approach, because then we can roll them up along the coast rather than cutting holes and then worrying about being stabbed in the back. So let's go for that. I don't think they have cavalry or even knights at this point, so it's not a problem. Okay, let's get another cavalryman. We don't need him up here. Where we do need him though is, that's an 18 army. That's an 18 army, and that's an 18 army, but this is an 18 cavalry army. So I'm going to put him here so that we can free up the cavalry army. And that's my strategy, just freeing up the armies. I think the fronts are secured, so we don't really need to have 2 soldiers. Well, it's a bit close to the coast though. It's about as close as Kagoshima, so maybe we need 2 soldiers on there. And we need 2 here because there might be barbarians. We need to expand the borders of one of these towns. Maybe I could possibly rush a culture building in Umfolozi or Nara. The Nara would probably be the best one for that, since it's got such high production. For some reason, this town is really great. I have no idea why. Why it's better than all... Why all these towns down here are good and... Oh wait, no, it's the jungle. It's the jungle. Anyway, I think that's enough for now, and I will be seeing you all next time on Wiltos. Over and out.